lot of people will come into your life and they'll bombard you with gifts, arrangements, sex. They'll turn on the sex and they'll make it as good as they can and make it feel and look as good as they can, even if they fake and feign orgasms and things. What you got to realize is a lot of these people at first need to have their sexual deficiencies met. Hey! Their sexual deficiencies met. Once those deficiencies are met for whatever reason they got there, they return back into their selfish ways and hey, excuse me viewers, Hank, hey, come on mate, come on, let's go, get up, let's go, come on. They turn back into their selfish ways. It's like someone that's hungry and they've had a big feed of food and now they don't need that food anymore. That makes you supply. That makes you somebody that's been used as a means to fill a need in that person. They had never had any intention of creating a relationship that's going to last. As a matter of fact, they knew that the relationship was not going to last before it started. As soon as the relationship started, their doubts creep in. They'll work the relationship until they've got you trauma bonded and interested and wondering what happened to the person that I met. Maybe I can fix this situation. Maybe I can turn this around. And whilst they're pushing your limits, pushing your boundaries, relationship boundaries, and you're falling apart through your loyalty and devotion and faithfulness to that person, you're starting to think, could this person have something wrong? Could there be something working in this person that they're not aware of that ruins their relationship? And you're starting to sense evil presences in the unseen realm around you, and you're starting to wonder that something is not natural. There's something unnatural about what's going on here. The family members that accepted you at the start are now starting to become more negatively complex, distant, and they go along without, well, you should know, but you won't know what's going on behind the scenes. They'll be going along with the sinful-natured narcissistic person that you run into. They go along with the narrative of their cycles. So the new partner, all the excitement, the new partner's done something wrong, all the questions, the new partner has to go, all the rejection. They'll go along with that. The narcissistic community calls them flying monkeys. But a lot of the time they're just family members that know what's going to happen before it happens. They've seen it all before. And when you come along, they go, they sort of wince. They sort of, oh, what's going to happen to this person? Or how far will this person expose our brother, sister, uncle, auntie, whatever it is, before the relationship diminishes? They know. They know that they'll possibly be asked to make phone calls to restore the relationship should the narcissist, sinful-natured person ruin it. They know all in advance, and they know in advance how they're going to come to the place where they'll accept that you're going as quick as what you entered. That's how these things work. Well, you've been showered with gifts, sex, company, time, all the rest of it for a couple of months or maybe 12 months, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, something happens that doesn't make sense. But it's happened and it doesn't make sense, and it's happening at your expense. You possibly forgot to ring or text due to a situation that required the narcissist to wait a little bit longer. And on the other hand, they weren't texting at all and they were completely negligent. They had become negligent on a plane that you'd never seen or experienced before. And so you began to match that, and now all of a sudden you're a troublemaker, and this has caused punishment to be called for. So the distance that you were trying to prevent now becomes broader and wider and more justified. Here, please. And more justified. This becomes complex, doesn't it? This is where complex post-traumatic stress disorder comes in, because it becomes so complex that you don't even know who this person is anymore. Yet your loyalty and devotion and faithfulness and kindness and goodness, this way please, has convinced you, as it does, that everything's going to be alright. This happens to religious people when they start to awaken to the fact that they're in with a group of deceived, cult members. And now they've got to find their way out. And a lot of these people do end up with traumatic stress disorder, because they've devoted themselves to a situation where they thought they were following their creator and their God, only to realize that they were following a bunch of fools that had made up a bunch of idiotic idealisms that weren't going to help anyone or lead anybody anywhere that was going to last. And that's how narcissism works. You buy into their fantasy. That's all it is. You think it's a reality, but it's only a fantasy. It's not going to last. And as a result, when the fantasy starts to diminish and the reality of the lies and the schemes and the behavior starts to diminish, so does your ability to be able to cope with that person. While you're trying to figure out, well, at the start I got this, and this person was this, and this. Now all of a sudden they're none of that, none of the above, and you've bonded to this person, you're possibly in love with this person, and trying to figure out where's all this trouble coming from. Trying to figure out, how am I going to deal with all these issues? And that's not easy, because it doesn't change. Once the initial love bomb presentation stage of the relationship ends, then all you're dealing with after that is dysfunction, devaluation or disintegration of the principles, original principles and integrity and morality that the relationship started with. You're now dealing with somebody that's partially avoidant, has a split personality. They're splitting up their emotions between several different people, family members, people at work, and all the rest of it. They don't know how to put boundaries around their intimate needs, emotional intimate needs. you're not on the priority list anymore, except you're the primary partner, you're the primary form of supply. And they're led by the passions and desires of their sinful nature, which could lead them anywhere at any time. And when you wake up to this, you need to separate, come to your senses, walk away, and never go back.